Thursday, October 26, Submission to God's Will. Read Genesis chapter 12, verses 1 to 9. What do these verses teach about submitting to God's will, even when the path ahead does not seem clear? Genesis 12, beginning at verse 1. Now the Lord had said to Abram, "Get out of your country, from your family, and from your father's house, to a land that I will show you. I will make you a great nation. I will bless you, and make your name great, and you shall be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and I will curse him who curses you. And in you all families of the earth shall be blessed." So Abram departed as the Lord had spoken to him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 75 years old when he departed from Haran. Then Abram took Sarai his wife, and Lot his brother's son, and all their possessions that they had gathered, and the people whom they had acquired in Haran, and they departed to go to the land of Canaan. So they came to the land of Canaan. Abram passed through the land to the place of Shechem, as far as the terebinth tree of Moreh. And the Canaanites were there in the land. Then the Lord appeared to Abram and said, "To your descendants I will give this land." And there he built an altar to the Lord who had appeared to him. And he moved from there to the mountain east of Bethel, and he pitched his tent with Bethel on the west and Ai on the east. Then he built an altar to the Lord and called on the name of the Lord. So Abram journeyed, going on still toward the south. One of the main qualities of Abraham was his submission to God's will. All the experiences of Abraham with God were characterized by this submission. His calling? Abraham received a challenging call from heaven. The Lord has said to Abram, "Go from your country, your people, and your father's household to the land that I will show you," in Genesis 12, verse 1. When he heard a voice from heaven, his first reaction could have been to disregard this voice, thinking he was having a hallucination. Or he could have challenged the message, saying something such as, "I don't want to go, I like it here." The land I will show you may have seemed a strange description of a destination, but he accepted the call. He submitted his will to the will of God and left his father's household and his country. And verse 4 reads, "So Abram went as the Lord had told him." Choice of the land. A quarrel erupted between the servants of Lot and those of Abraham. But Abraham was not a man to fight with his own flesh and blood. He submitted to God's will, who again blessed him. The Lord said to Abram, we read in Genesis 13, verses 14 and 15, after Lot had separated from him, "Now raise your eyes and look from the place from where you are, northward and southward, and eastward, and westward, for all the land which you see I will give to you and to your descendants forever." Destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. When God revealed to Abraham the destiny of these two cities, Abram, full of love, tried to save the cities. Because there were not even 10 righteous persons in the cities were destroyed. Abraham submitted to the will of God and accepted God's judgment of those cities. The Lord was able to use Abraham because of his submission to God in all circumstances. It must be the same with us today. And he is challenged to finish today's study. In our cities, we face obstacles in preaching the gospel appropriately and effectively. We need to plead with God to intervene. And challenger, find a way to contact someone who is being directly affected by a difficult situation similar to your own. Tell that person you are praying for him or her and ask God to show you what you can do to help. You have been listening to a reading of the Adult Sabbath School lessons by Dr. Percy Harold and the inside story by his niece Sibylla. Apart from being provided free to those who are visually impaired, these audio lessons are available on the official General Conference Sabbath School and Personal Ministry app, on SoundCloud, Apple iTunes, and also on YouTube. Search for Percy Harold Sabbath to find all of these. And remembering all the time that God is always faithful.